Hi, I'm Melissa with Serenity on Fire, and I want to talk to you about fear. Fear of failure or fear of success. And what is fear? What does it feel like? Where does it come from? And how do you work through it, overcome it, navigate it, but keep it from holding you back, right? Because fear is really around what we imagine could happen. And if it's fear of failure, maybe we imagine what people might think, and oh my goodness, how is that going to feel? And it's so possibly even paralyzing to think that maybe we're not going to land on our feet on something, and it could keep us from trying. Or the fear of success, and that just feels so large and so big, and oh my gosh, then it's maybe the thoughts of, am I worthy? Do I deserve this? And yes, of course you do. But there's this fear that wells up anytime we're about to do the next big step. This sense of fear, right? And you can feel it in your body, and maybe it's overwhelm or a tightness in your chest, or just some rapid breathing, or just some tense, but you feel it, and it can feel a bit intense. But fear, it doesn't have to be something that keeps us playing small or stops us from going after what we want. But oftentimes, it's a challenge to work through, because when fear shows up, it's impactful and it's powerful, and sometimes it feels so large and so big that it's something we don't feel like we can work through. And even when I feel fear, I have fear of failure, fear of success, and I know it can just be so intense sometimes. But fear, we have a couple of things that are going on, and we have 4 or 5 things that we can do with fear, right? So fear, we freeze. Sometimes we freeze when we feel fear, because it stops us in our tracks, and we don't really make any decision. So one thing we do is we just kind of get frozen in the thoughts of the possibilities, and it seems really overwhelming. And so the perception of what we fear becomes so large and so big that we just freeze in the moment, right? And then there's this idea of fight. We can resist whatever is being presented to us as an obstacle or an opportunity, and we can resist against it. And we just continually just push against it, resist the options of pushing in and leaning in to figure out how to work through it, or how to go through it and have it, or get around it, and so that we overcome it or can break through it, right? And so there's also this idea of flight, where we decide not to push through in our pursuit, and we kind of really justify staying small, because fear will keep us small. Fear will keep us playing down and not allowing us to live big and vibrantly and harness all that we're supposed to be, because fear, it's so powerful, and sometimes it can be so crippling, or it feels so just impactful that we just don't feel like we can work through it, right? Or there's this idea of fright. We really obsess over the decision-making process as we're thinking about these obstacles or these opportunities. We get really caught up in this emotion of the fear, that we never actually make the decision, because it just seems looming and large, and we're become caught up in, is it the right decision? What happens if it's not the right decision? How do I come back from that? Or what are the impacts of that? And instead of just trusting in ourselves and believing in the process and just allowing things to happen and believing that we are capable and that we are worthy, we sometimes get caught up in that fright of not sure what to do, right? Or you can let fear be your motivator. And this is something that I've learned, and I'm telling you it works. And you can allow it to push you forward. Now, it will push you forward into chasing and challenging your beliefs, challenging the obstacles that might be in front of you, that stand between you and the success you're hoping to create. So it can feel a bit daunting, right? Because to face that, can feel a lot. But if you allow your fear to be your motivator, to motivate you to push forward, to challenge what is in front of you, to challenge the voice that you hear that's telling you not to do the next big step or not to take the next small step so that you can have the life, the business, the career, whatever it is that's in front of you that you want to do. You can do that. But if you let fear motivate you, push you through, challenge what is in front of you and overcome it, you'll have to go inside, look inside to get some awareness and think about where that fear is coming from, what's coming up with that, and decide what of that is true, what is not true that you're telling yourself or that's coming up for you, and how you work around or work through that. But it's so possible. And when you can work through that fear, when you can go inside, look in from the inside out to address what's coming up, to understand where that messaging from fear is coming from, to turn that around, reframe it so that it's no longer a place of fear, but a place of power. You can then push through, propel yourself beyond belief, through the obstacle, into the opportunity to overcome or achieve beyond your expectation, whatever it is that was in front of you. And then fear. It no longer is something that holds you back. There's no longer a sense of fear, but a sense of complete and utter accomplishment, because not only did you push through the fear, you pushed through whatever was in front of you and you've succeeded. Because remember, no matter the outcome, you are successful because you put one foot forward and you've tried. You pushed yourself to get out of your comfort zone and to try the next step. So no matter the outcome, you are successful. Whether it's a lesson learned or a successful accomplishment, you are still successful because you have accomplished in your fear. You have pushed through it. You have grown through the fear. You've gone inside. You've done the work. You have overcome whatever that is. And the next time it shows up, it won't debilitate you. It won't interfere because you'll already work through it and you'll know what that feels like and you'll know how to do it again and again and again, and you'll just keep coming back, keep showing up, continue to move forward, continue to work through those things that show up as fear for you so that you can continue to create what it is that you want in this life and have all the successes that are waiting for you. And so that is what I do when fear shows up for me. And it shows up all the time because we're all fearful of something. But I just use it as my motivator and allow it to push me forward, faster, farther than I've ever imagined. And it works. It's hard work, but it works. And so I hope that you have an amazing day.